Donald Trump just had a full crash out in the Oval Office after Iran issued the following warning. The IRGC said the following: for every Iranian citizen killed, one U.S. soldier will be killed. We have prepared free direct tickets to hell for you. Now, as soon as that statement was made, Donald Trump saw the markets tanking. So then there was a leak that Pakistan is exploring a path towards the resumption of mediation efforts after we learned yesterday that Donald Trump sent the Iraqi prime minister to Iran to try to beg for a ceasefire, which Iran rejected. Also, we're hearing from Iranian Foreign Minister Araghchi, who said the following: Iran has shown that it will not submit to America's bullying, and we will by no means respond to the language of force, pressure, and threats. We neither fear threats nor bow to pressure, and we will not tolerate the language of threats. The Trump regime also leaking to the New York Times that they believe the current Ayatollah Mojtaba Khomeini, is more willing than his father to pursue nuclear weapons, and thus a massive attack is needed on Iran right now based on that intelligence that the Trump regime is conveniently leaking right now. Over the past 48 hours, we're learning that the United States has, for the fourth time, urged its citizens, leave the Middle East now, evacuate now, as it seems pretty clear the Trump regime is about to launch a major escalation, even more than we've seen over the past 13 days. It should also be noted, over the past few hours, we've learned that Saudi Arabia just attacked the port of Hodeidah in Yemen, and the Houthis over there said Saudi Arabia just opened up the gates of divine hell upon themselves for striking this port city, and that Yemen says that they are about to unleash hell on Saudi Arabia. There's a massive regional war. This isn't just confined to the U.S. attacking Iran at night right now. A full-fledged regional war where you have the other Arab nations right now, also some of them attacking Iran, Iran attacking the Arab nation neighbors, where the U.S. has a presence in military bases and corporations, a full regional war. And this as the United States has sent a B-1B bomber into the region, which some believe could be used to try to attack some of Iran's nuclear sites like Pickaxe Mountains and others over there in Iran. And also the European Union has now ordered a 24-hour delay in the release of some of its Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 satellite imagery following a request from the United States based on some of those images that we and others have been showing you that have been published showing the United States military bases getting demolished and those containerized barracks getting demolished. U.S. has ordered United States companies that do that satellite footage, like Planet Labs and others, to shut down their satellite footage. Now the U.S. is ordering Europe to do the same because the Trump regime is covering up some of the massive damage that Iran is doing in the region. All right, so with that as background, and it's critical, I give you that background, right? So you understand how deranged Donald Trump going into the Oval Office is. I should mention this as well. Right before he went into the Oval Office, he held an emergency meeting in the Situation Room. So he does this emergency Situation Room meeting. He then goes into the Oval Office for this deranged press conference, and he's asked a question by the New York Times. Hey, when you're out there threatening to blow up bridges and power grids and other civilian infrastructure, those are war crimes. How do you respond to the fact that what you're engaged in is war crimes? Donald Trump then attacks the New York Times reporter. Let's play it.
Enrichment of civil nuclear.
Quick question about Iran. You're talking about blowing up civilian power plants and bridges. Much of the civilized world would consider that a war crime. Do you?
I won't respond to that question. Who are you with?
The New York Times.
I figured so. Failing New York Times.
Then he gets a question from Ducey over at State Regime Media, calling itself Fox. And Ducey says, so what's the exit strategy for Iran? And Trump goes, oh, they want to make a deal so badly. They're begging for a deal. We got them right where we want them. Here, play this clip.
There's a military exit where we just keep going just the way we are, and we can even make it a heavier dose, and it's knocking out everything they have. Or there's a smarter strategy, and that's you make a deal, and they want to make a deal. I just don't think they're ready yet, but they do want to make a deal. Sometimes they don't want to say they want to make a deal. They want to be the tough guys, but they do want to make a deal. There's two ways. I mean, it's you can just keep doing exactly what we're doing and take them apart piece by piece. We could do it in a more rapid fashion, which we might do, or we can negotiate with them, which we're also doing right now. I mean, as we speak, we're talking to them.
Then Donald Trump talks about how he thinks that anyone who's refusing to fund this war right now is really a treasonous traitor because America is winning, he says, and that Iran is agreeing right now to do things they've never agreed to before, and the deal is just coming together so great. There's an amazing deal, Donald Trump says. Of course, we know that he's lying, but play this clip.
Who cannot approve funding military when you're winning a war? And what are you supposed to do, stop fighting? We're winning a war by a lot. We're talking to them right now. They're willing to do things that they would have never done. Other presidents should have done this a long time ago. They say 47, but now it's actually 50 years. We've been saying 47 for 3 years. So it's 50 years. For 50 years, they should have done it. But who wouldn't approve voter ID?
So then a reporter basically says, okay, so who are the people that are allegedly talking to Iran? When you say you're talking to them, are you talking to them? Then Trump's like, everybody, Witkoff, J.D. Vance, Rubio, Kushner, everybody's talking to Iran. No, Iran's like, we're not talking to anybody. We don't want to talk to you. We have you right where we want you right now. We know we're crushing your economy and we want you to just get out. We're not interested in doing more ceasefires or memorandum of understandings. But listen to what Trump says. Let's play it.
You're talking, is it Mr. Kushner or Mr. Witkoff, or who's involved in those talks?
Sort of everybody. JD and Marco, and a lot of people are talking. A lot of people to talk to. It's a big deal. But really, when you get right down to it, it's not very complex. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Now, you have Foreign Minister Araghchi kind of further trolling the United States right now and Donald Trump. He's out there doing paintings right now showing that he's unbothered and unfazed by any of this. Look at this video coming out of Iran right now of their foreign minister basically in their central square doing paintings. Let's play this clip. Then Donald Trump is asked another question from Ducey of State Regime Media. And Ducey says, you said earlier today that Russia and China are not enabling or aiding or helping Iran in any way. But Pete Hegseth, when he was testifying the other day in Congress, said that Russia and China was. I mean, I showed you all that video this morning. So what is it? Here, play this clip.
The War Secretary Hegseth said that they are enabling. So what is the difference?
Well, I don't know that they're enabling. I mean, I will tell you that President Xi said he will not partake, and President Putin said the same thing. I think, I trust them. They've had a long-term relationship. There could be some things they do, but thus far, at least, it has not been major. I don't think they'd want to have me disappointed.
And there's a different story, not Iran.
Then this awful question. What a horrible question from this reporter. She goes, at what point do you think Iran is going to cry uncle and come to the table? The dumbest question ever. I mean, who is this reporter, by the way? Does anybody know this reporter? When are they going to cry uncle and come to the table? You think that the lesson from the past 5 months is you bomb them more and they cry uncle? I mean, this is why the media is just so stupid and why people are going to independent media. The dumbest question imaginable right there. And I mean, there's a lot of Ducey asked a bunch of dumb questions also, which I'll get to in a moment. But what a horrible question. And then Trump goes, I think they're going to be hiding in their caves soon. They live in caves, right? Here, play this clip.
So maybe there will be, maybe there won't be a tipping point.
But at what point with Iran do you think they're going to cry uncle and actually come to the table?
Well, maybe they will cry uncle, or maybe they'll just give up, or maybe they'll just go into a cave and hide. They have caves very deep in the ground and they can hide. They get shaken up pretty good, but they can hide. But we've taken out their first level of leadership. We've then taken out their second level of leadership. We've taken out some of the third level. And we're negotiating with the rest. And we'll see how it all works. And right now we are talking to them seriously. But, I've talked to them before, and they don't seem to be able to get there. Maybe now they will. But, look.
And from watching the MeidasTouch network as well, that I said, the way the Trump regime and state regime media and all these media outlets report to the American people with all of this propaganda, they make it seem like Iran and the Iranian people are like cavemen and cave women who, again, like dwell in underground caves and start screaming Allah Akbar. And it's like, no, like Iran is a very advanced civilization. They have the best engineering in the world right now. They are a proud civilization. Did you see the mourners who showed up for Ayatollah Khomeini's funeral in Iran and Iraq? I mean, do you see what's going on? There. Do you see the demonstrations that take place in Tehran Square every night? I mean, I'm saying this because we need a clear-eyed and truthful perspective of the Iranian civilization, and not this, they're going to go into caves and they're going to cry uncle. What are you talking about? They're hiding in their caves. They don't have a military. They don't have anything. No, they do. They have a very strong drone and ballistic missile arsenal, and they have an axis of resistance with Yemen, with Hezbollah, with factions in Somalia. And there's a reason why they're controlling the Strait of Hormuz and also Bab el-Mandab. And Saudi Arabia is now attacking the Houthis as this war is fully regional in nature, because the exertion of resistance force by the Houthis to Saudi Arabia is being demonstrated. Another question to Donald Trump, which is, so what's the tipping point for your massive attack on Iran? And Trump's like, well, we're getting really far in the negotiations, so we'll see. We'll see. Here, play this clip.
You told Axios that you were considering a, quote, massive attack on Iran. What is the tipping point for you to make the decision?
Well, I can't tell you that. Right now we're talking to them, so, maybe there won't be a tipping point, and maybe there will. And we're ready to go. Look, we're locked and loaded. We're ready to go, but we're talking to them. So maybe there will.
Then Trump says he knows a lot about Venezuela because of the beauty pageants he owned, and that he would see the women from Miss Venezuela. Here, play this clip.
I've known them for a long time. I've known that country. And, I own the Miss Universe pageant. And Miss Venezuela always did very well in that pageant. So I know something about the country, but I've known it for a long time. They're great people. Say hello, okay?
Then Donald Trump says no elections anytime soon in Venezuela. He really likes Delcy Rodriguez, the authoritarian, and loves the amount of oil the United States is taking from Venezuela. Let's play it.
As far as the elections in Venezuela, they're not really ready for them yet, but boy, a lot of progress has been made. Delcy's been doing a fantastic job, as you know. The amount of oil coming out of Venezuela right now, even before the big companies, Exxon, all the big companies are looking at it. They're going there. It's very fertile territory. But the amount of money being made by Venezuela now is more than they've ever made before, and we're taking a lot also for our efforts.
Then Donald Trump goes on and says that there wouldn't be a Middle East. He goes, there wouldn't be Israel, but there wouldn't even be a Middle East anymore if it wasn't for me. I am the sole protector of all of the Middle East. This is why this is such a deranged, malignant, narcissistic lunatic. No, you've created most of the problems in the Middle East, you and Netanyahu, but the problems that are there are caused by you. The reason it's on fire and there's a full-fledged Middle East regional war is because of your weakness, your patheticness, your malignant narcissism, and you and Netanyahu's warmongering. Here, play this clip right here.
If I wasn't here, if I wasn't president, there would be no Israel, and there probably would be no Middle East, and you saw that when they shockingly started shooting at everybody all over the Middle East. If they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used that. There might not be a Middle East as we know it today, but there definitely, in my opinion, there would not have been an Israel. Thank you very much, everybody.
Then Donald Trump is asked by Ducey from State Regime Media, who he likes better, Michael Jordan or LeBron, and Trump says LeBron James is a racist. Let's play this clip.
Where do you stand on LeBron versus Michael Jordan as the best ever?
Well, Michael Jordan's a guy that's a friend of mine. Play golf with him. He's a really good guy. And I think LeBron is, maybe he's a racist, but maybe he doesn't like Trump. I don't know. But I only like people that like me. So I would say Michael Jordan all the way.
And then Donald Trump wraps up by saying that he wants to tariff Mexico because he blames the explosive diarrhea, which in my opinion is actually inside the United States. He blames that on Mexico. And then he says, so we're going to tariff them more. And then he says, we're going to tariff Canada more after already imposing 50% tariffs on certain items. And then today announcing another 10 to 12.5% tariffs on basically the entire world, European Union, Australia, UK, more on Canada as well. He says for supporting forced labor and involuntary servitude, and that it's like a anti-slavery tariff against the European Union and Canada and the UK and Australia and others. This is how he finishes up. Play this clip.
To put a major tariff on Mexico because of the lettuce, and we're going to put a big tariff on Canada because of the smoke. All right, we'll get a comment. Which would you have, the lettuce or the smoke? I think I'll take the smoke.
Yeah, the smoke wrecked my daughter's swim meet.
Well, it's closed up a lot of countries. I've told Canada they have to do something about it. We've never had this problem. All of a sudden we have this problem with Canada. So we'll have to talk to them about that.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Have you got your copy of WTF America? Pre-order it right now. It comes out in October. In the comments, write WTF if you've done the pre-order. You can pre-order by clicking the QR code above. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you. We're grateful for you. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Thanks, everybody.
Before you go, our book, WTF America, is available for pre-order now. It's the story of how we got here and how we fight our way back. To pre-order, scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.